The 1970s were the golden age of rock. From stadium anthems to psychedelic odysseys, the decade defined what rock and roll could be. We all know the legends: Zeppelin, Floyd, Queen, Sabbath. But what about the others? The albums that never made the covers of Rolling Stone, but shaped the underground. Tonight on Rock Lore, we're peeling back the layers of history to rediscover 15 underrated 70s rock albums you don't know about. These aren't just records, they're time capsules. Stories of risk, rebellion, and reinvention. And by the end, you might just find a new favorite that rewires how you hear rock forever. Relatively Clean Rivers, 1976. In 1976, as punk was exploding in London and arena rock dominated America, a small private press record was released by an unknown California songwriter, Phil Pullman. Only a few hundred copies were made. The sound? Cosmic folk. Imagine Buffalo Springfield wandering into a Grateful Dead rehearsal. Acoustic guitars shimmer, harmonies float, and everything feels washed in sunlight and mysticism. Why it matters. Though forgotten, this record whispered ideas of Americana psychedelia long before the genre had a name. Collectors today pay thousands for an original pressing. Led by Bill Miller on the auto harp. Yes, an auto harp. The album blends velvet underground minimalism with desert psychedelia. But no label wanted it. It sat in a vault until 1989, when it resurfaced to cult acclaim. Why it matters. Cold Sun was a vision of proto-punk before punk even existed. Julian Cope later championed the record as a lost American classic. Thin Lizzy would later conquer the world with Jailbreak, and the boys are back in town. But their early albums? Strange hybrids of funk, folk, blues, and raw Dublin street poetry. Phil Lynott was finding his voice, half storyteller, half rebel poet. Songs like The Hero and The Madman hinted at the mythic tales he'd perfect later. Why it matters. These albums show Thin Lizzy before polish. Gritty, searching, and restless, mirroring Ireland's social changes in the early 70s. Before Genesis was selling millions with pop ballads, they were progressive rock architects. Foxtrot is their breakthrough, home to Watcher of the Skies and the 23-minute epic Supper's Ready. Peter Gabriel performs in costumes. Tony Banks layers Mellotron symphonies. The band creates a world where myth and apocalypse collide. And legends born, a time when honor meant... Why it matters. Foxtrot is the blueprint for theatrical prog, influencing bands from Marillion to Dream Theater. Forgotten by mainstream listeners, but adored in prog circles. Produced by Ted Templeman, the same genius behind Van Halen, Montrose's debut was explosive. Sammy Hagar's first major gig, paired with guitarist Ronnie Montrose's proto-metal riffs. Songs like Bad Motor Scooter and Rock Candy predate the hard rock boom of the late 70s. Why it matters. Often overlooked, this is ground zero for American hard rock, bridging Zeppelin's thunder with Van Halen's flash. Before Bohemian Rhapsody made them global icons, Queen was experimenting with prog rock suites. Queen 2 is dense. Side black and side white mirror each other with fantasy-driven operatics. Brian May's layered guitars, Freddie's multi-octave vocals, Roger Taylor's pounding drums. It's all here. But critics dismissed it as overblown. Why it matters. Hardcore Queen fans call it their most ambitious work, laying the groundwork for a night at the opera.
I buy everything I want. They want me to be a soldier.
Rich Man is their forgotten masterpiece. Tight grooves, soulful vocals, and inventive arrangements.
I buy everything I want. They want me to be a soldier.
Why it matters. It shows the cross-pollination of American funk and British blues rock, a missing link in the evolution of groove-driven rock. A raw, gritty record drenched in slide guitar and swamp rock swagger. Juicy Lucy weren't polished, they were primal. Tracks like Built for Comfort and Thinking of My Life drip with smoke and sweat. Why it matters. This is blues rock stripped of glamour. Honest, dirty, and ferocious. Imagine a band that refuses to stick to one genre. Hard rock 1 minute, orchestral flourishes the next. That's coming on again. The 6-part title suite is ambitious, chaotic, and deeply 70s in its experimentation. Why it matters. It captures the spirit of an era when bands took risks, even if it meant losing commercial appeal. From Germany's underground krautrock scene came Silberbart, a trio blending cream-style blues with avant-garde improvisation. Their only album swings from delicate to violent in seconds, at times unlistenable, at times transcendent. Why it matters. It's the sound of rock searching for new frontiers, raw creativity unfiltered by commercial demands. Canadian trio Troika were genre outlaws. Their self-titled album fuses Russian folk motifs, acid rock, and jazz flourishes. Why it matters. It's one of the strangest artifacts of North American psychedelia, showing how global sounds seeped into rock. Trower often gets labeled as the guy who sounded like Hendrix, but Bridge of Sighs proves he was much more. The guitar tone here is otherworldly, fluid, soulful, haunting. Too Rolling Stoned remains a rite of passage for blues rock guitarists. Why It Matters. It's a spiritual successor to Hendrix, but with its own psychedelic blues identity. Known for the hit Hold Your Head Up, this album dives much deeper. Prog rock intricacy mixed with pop hooks. Rod Argent, fresh from the Zombies, pushed boundaries here. And yes, this is the album that birthed the anthem later immortalized by Kiss, God Gave Rock and Roll to You. Why It Matters. It's a bridge between 60s pop brilliance and 70s arena rock ambition. Fast, loud, and drenched in fuzz, it's the missing link between Cream's power trio format and Sabbath's doom-laden thunder. Why It Matters. The New York Times even coined the term heavy metal while describing this band.
You know, bro, there's just something magical about listening to a reggae album on vinyl. The warmth of the sound, the ritual of dropping the needle on the record. It's a whole different vibe that digital just can't match. And if you've ever wanted to get into that classic vinyl sound, but didn't know where to start, I've got you covered. I've been checking out this Victrola Bluetooth portable suitcase turntable. It's the perfect way to get started with vinyl. You just pop it open, put on a classic album like Bob Marley's Exodus or Toots and the Maytals' Funky Kingston, and let the groove take over. The best part is, it's a suitcase design, so you can literally take your reggae vibes anywhere to the backyard, a friend's place, or just move it from room to room. And it even has Bluetooth, so you can stream music from your phone when you're not spinning records. It's the best of both worlds. This is a great starting point for any fan who wants to feel the foundation of the groove in a whole new way. If you're interested in grabbing one for yourself, I've put a link to it in the description below. Clicking that link and buying one is an awesome way to support the channel and help us keep bringing you more deep dives into the music we all love. So go check it out, and let's get back to the countdown.
Please dress in your best things. This course was practice makes perfect. I've done this before, never on my name.
By the late 70s, punk had exploded. Wire took that raw energy and stretched it into art. Cher's Missing is eerie, atmospheric, and ahead of its time. It birthed post-punk, goth, and even foreshadowed alternative rock.
Please dress in your best things. This course was planned.
Songs like Outdoor Miner prove punk could be poetic, haunting, and futuristic.
Please dress in your best things. This course was practice makes perfect. I've done this before, never on my name.
Why It Matters. Without this album, there's no Joy Division, no Cure, no Radiohead as we know them. The journey doesn't end here, Rock Warrior. Watch this next.